So this says yes, and this one says love. So it sort of does the job of a Geordie waitress, like, yes, love. It's like, I'm ready to take your order. So this book, The Diary of a Nose, A Year in the Life of a Parfumeur, Jean-Claude Ellena. I keep talking about Jean-Claude. I haven't met him. I saw him once walking through Liberty, but I daren't say hello. So he has these famous tiny little accords in the back of this book. They're almost like haikus. So when lots of people working on accords, there's being a blend, a number of notes, an accord, an agreement. A lot of people like to try and make them with sort of 47 different things, get them exact. Here goes, sugared almonds. And it says, I asked a girl on work experience with me to create the smell of sugared almonds in a few words. She bought 100 grams of the best sugared almonds from a confectioner, and this is what she wrote. Vanillin, benzoin, open brackets, resinoid, close brackets, benzaldehyde. So he gives us these very short accords to work with, but very carefully, in the style of French perfumers when they write like this, don't put any numbers on them, so you have to do it yourself. Pineapple, allyl hexanoate and ethyl maltol. Boom. But it's up to you to decide whether or not
ratios
you want it. Yeah, exactly, the ratios. Pear, fructone, hexyl acetate, rose, open brackets, essence, close brackets. So what we're going to look at, because I'm having an exotic fruits month. And exotic just means, exo as in outside of your local area. So exotic, if you go to Waitrose, nothing really is an exotic fruit. And a Waitrose and the Turkish supermarket down the road, everything is inside your local area, but we're considering it grown somewhere else. So I'm including mango.
Kiwi berries.
Kiwi berries.
Amazing.
As you said, kumquats.
Kumquats. Custard apples. No, they're horrible.
Yeah, that was a mistake, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On the other hand, those gorgeous furry pear things, loquats.
Oh, yeah.
Loquats. So the mango then. The mango. So I shall quote. I should probably do it with a French accent. Is that cultural appropriation? I don't know. I bring it to my nose. The smell seduces me. A profusion of fragrant images, resin, orange peel, grapefruit, carrot, sweet myrrh, juniper. A smell that is fresh yet sweet, energetic yet tender. I can't resist any longer. I let it caress my senses, overwhelming me with smells. Ironone, aldehyde C14, blackcurrant buds, open brackets, absolute, close brackets.
So we had John Paul with us then for a second.
Almost. Jeanne Paulette. Yeah. I don't know if he talks like that, but everybody should every now and again.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, ionones, it just says ionone, there are many. Aldehyde C14 and blackcurrant buds. So I thought we'd have a little bit of a dabble and see if we can create out of that a mango accord, because there are other mango accords which are very much longer, but I like a short formula. It's sometimes more difficult. You can hide your mistakes in lots of materials, I think.
Right.
I'm not suggesting that people who use long formulas aren't brilliant at doing what they do.
Yeah.
But it can be quite tricky just to do something and just balance these little things by themselves. So I'm going to let you smell the individual elements and then let's have a go. So, well, ionone. Used to be that, and he knows there are different ionones you can use. It used to be that ionone was the name for all of them altogether, because when they were produced synthetically, they would all come out in the mix. Now they're separated. This is methyl-ionone gamma. So it's woody violet-ish.
Bit gluey.
Gluey, interesting.
Got a bit of glue in that.
Yeah. Or what it is I think that probably glue is scented with this.
Yeah.
It's scented with benzaldehyde as well. And coumarin. Some glue smells just like coumarin.
Mmm.
The little one in the lovely aluminium pot with a blue label on and a brush down the middle.
Oh, yeah.
That smells like coumarin. So, do we think mango? Sort of not by itself.
No. No, I don't think mango at all.
No. But it's a cloud, methyl-ionone gamma. It's used in the Grossman Accord at quite high quantities in a formula. I have other ionones, but let's go straight to what is called C14, which is peach lactone.
Cool.
I don't know why I'm smelling them first, just to make sure. Just checking it's safe.
Peachy, very peachy.
Yeah, peachy and creamy. It always reminds me of peach yogurt, ski peach yogurt.
Yeah.
I didn't even know ski yogurt still exists.
Oh, I think they do.
Okay.
Ski. Yeah. Not skewer.
No, just
SKI.
no, not that. No, just SKI.
Yeah, I think
very 80s.
maybe they do. I do know them.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I used to work at the ad agency that had the ski account, and there was a runner there who got sponsorship from them, and they used to give him, and he used to eat 42 ski yogurts a day. He used to get a 6x7 slab and just eat them all. Run to work, run home.
Oh, gorgeous.
He once won the Pennine one for 60 miles in a day.
Wow, fueled with ski. Sounds like sort of perfect, really.
Yeah. So, two of them together, you've already thrown them away, haven't you?
No, I've got them. I've smelt them together.
And
I'm not getting mango.
not getting mango, me neither. Just violety peach.
Yeah.
Okay, so the third thing, this is somewhat more intense. He's suggesting black currant bud absolute. Bourgeon de cassis. I just like saying it. It's that time I sent somebody to the cupboard to find the black currant bud and forgot to tell them it was labelled in French. They were not happy. You just forget.
Yeah.
If you're a smart ass.
Thank you.
There you go. Et voila.
God, it's such an interesting smell for me, this. It's so comforting, yet it's also unmistakably cat piss.
Yes. Yes. So this smells of cat pee? Yeah.
It's really nice, though.
Yeah. I think the reason I never minded the cat tray in our bathroom was that it just reminds me of blackcurrant. So it never really bothered me when we had a cat. And cedarwood, little nuggets of solid stuff that expand if a cat pees on them. Plus the smell of cat pee, just for me, is blackcurrant and cedar perfume. So yes, it's made out of the blackcurrant buds, so it's not made out of the fruits, but it is nicely fruity. But it's very ripe blackcurrant, if you've ever picked any. And I did manage to grow some in the garden at one point.
Okay.
So
still not getting peach.
You tried the three together?
Yep, still not getting mango.
No.
Is it only these three?
That's what he says.
It's going to be about ratios then, isn't it?
It's all about the ratios.
I think... what was the first one again?
The first one was the methyl-ionone gamma.
And then the second one?
Was peach lactone.
I think methyl-ionone gamma most. And then I think 6 parts methyl-ionone gamma, 2 parts of the other two each.
Okay.
So that
I
can
think
go down to 3 and 1 and 1. 3
good.
drops.
Yes. Well done with the maths there, Arthur. I'm just thinking out the iron beta here. I made that sound quite exciting. I know. I sound like the scientific nerds from the Fast Show, I think. But, this needs a bit of a dry first.
That's even more gluey. Yeah. Oh no, it's not. It's... Oh, there is a sweet something I love.
It's probably
wine gums.
Oh, is it? You're
Yeah.
getting wine gum from that? Oh, I was going to think. Oh goodness, what are those little purple things that smell like violets?
They're pears.
Not them. We have not talked about pears for some considerable time, Arthur.
Violet.
No, the
Parma violets.
Parma violets. Yes, that's the clues in the name, really, because they were all scented with ionones. They're not.
Strange that they would make a sweet that smells like. It doesn't matter. I was going to make a joke about Parma ham. I'm not going to.
There are many things from Parma.
I'd only have to go and cut it out later because I'd embarrass myself.
Yeah, it's fine. But I see where you're going. So this is the alpha, which is just it's sort of the same molecule in a different shape. So it's the same number of carbons, hydrogens, and oxygens. I don't know how many, can't remember, but this one is it's generally thought of as more Parma violet-y, and this one's a bit more woody.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to try adding them all in and see.
And there we'll go.
Because then we've pretty much got 3 to 1 to 1.
Yeah.
Not that this is a very accurate way of doing things.
No.
Still basically smells
Nothing like mango.
I'm still determined to see if I can try it. Okay, so the next stage then, still not that accurate, but I'll go. On to a filter paper. Oh good, here's a police helicopter. It's not the same really, is it, without...
They're coming to take us away.
Away.
Do you remember that song?
Yes, they're coming to take us away.
Brilliant. You don't get novelty songs really anymore.
The Goons, and that? Or is it not?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I remember it or if I remember older people singing it. It's definitely one that my dad would bring out on a regular basis. Okay. I'm going to do one for myself. Yeah, I was hoping this would be a little bit more straightforward.
Okay.
So
I just imagined what it.
Picture a mango.
I imagined what it would be like for this to smell of mango, and I almost managed it.
Oh, good. We've got a crow. Police helicopter, crow.
It's general fruit.
Yeah, this is the interesting thing. Is like I made a general fruit from when I was in Bulgaria. I put that in this month's SCENTHUSIASM as a quince because I made it and then somebody said, "Oh, it smells just like a quince." So I thought, I'm having that. I called it quince.
Now you say it. This smells quite a lot like quince.
Yeah. Well, a lot of fruits smell a lot like each other. They overlap a lot, and just there's tiny amounts of different.
So for me, the peach lactone is just making this very peachy, apricot-y.
Okay. So I'll tell you what I also have is the Givaudan. It's the Vert de Cassis Givco.
Okay.
I think it's a Vert de Cassis. Yeah. Jean de Cassis. Vert de Cassis. So this is the synthetic recreation of blackcurrant bud, which is pretty marvellous, and because it's by Givaudan, and by nowhere near as expensive, and also easier to use and more consistent because they will always make it in the same way.
It's a lot greener.
Yeah, that's why it's called verre de cassis, I think. Verre being French for
Glass.
and worm
And worm.
and green. But in this particular case, depending on the spelling, V-E-R-T is green. You could have un verre de cassis.
Mm.
Not a worm, a glass of
Yeah.
green cassis, yeah.
You could also have a glass of worm of cassis.
Glass, yeah. A worm could have a glass of... Donner un verre. Une verre. No. Anyway, I'm sure my accent will be way slagged off by anybody who's actually good at this.
Mm.
Woo! Oh, I just picked up the natural one. It's way more
Yeah.
cat pissy. You can tell it from the colour. It's greener.
Oh, it's what I'm getting from it now though is back of an old wardrobe.
Mhm. Who peed in the back of the wardrobe? Sorry. Unnecessarily vulgar, Sarah. Yeah, so we're doing that fascinating thing where we smell stuff and don't say anything. It's fine. Now, you can lie down and close your eyes and go to sleep as Sarah and Arthur smell pieces of paper. Although somebody did write to me today and say they've been following us for a year, and it also sent his regards to you as well.
Great.
From Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And said, I think it's I don't know, I'm not very good at Turkish names, so it might have been a woman, but the student said that he or they would like to come to visit. So
Great. Well, they must.
yeah, come to visit. Yeah. So it is, when you smell them next to each other, it is interesting to observe. Okay, so...
Right, mango.
Mango.
No.
So this is V1. I just write nat. And then I'll make V2 Giv. I'm bringing out some... The serious pens.
Everything in this video is colour schemed.
Yeah.
Like the tablecloth, it's just...
It's not an accident. It's never an accident. Okay. So you thought too peachy.
I just think not mango-y.
Yeah. However, in an experiment, one must always change only one variable in order to see what the difference is. So the only one thing I'm going to change is I'm going to swap out the natural blackcurrant bud for the Givaudan.
Okay.
And see what happens, because actually Jean-Claude Ellena, I know, liked to use Cassis Base 345B, which smells even more like Ribena and less, I'm just making two of them at the same time, less like the greenness and the cat department. Then that always reminds me of the comedy sketch I saw. Milton Jones say, asks the audience, "Who's got a cat?" And loads of people go, "Yay!" He says, "Your house smells." Okay. And then he catches back later on. He goes like further through the set, unaware. Got any students in? And they all go, "Yay!" He goes,
Your house smells.
Your house smells. But by which time he told some other jokes, and so it wasn't obvious that it was coming. Version 2. I can see. So it's interesting.
It's on the way. It's much closer. That is. Actually.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because mango has got a bit of greeniness to it, actually, now I come to think of it.
But this is sort of more fruity and less pissy.
Yeah.
mean, obviously
Yes.
there are literally millions, and I mean literally millions of variations you could do.
Yeah.
Depending on how many. Yeah. Definitely better. Okay, I say it's better. I'm not sure it's more mango-y.
I think it is. I think it is. I
And,
think it's a mango before you've cut it open. It's a mango when you just smell the skin. It's mango skin. There we go.
Good. And rule number 5 is you decide when you're finished.
Yeah.
Rule number 4 is take the shortest route. Courtesy of Calkin and Jelinek. Don't have the book here, it's at home.
And rule number 6, of course, is don't talk about the Patreon.
I already mentioned it.
Yeah, no.
I did it.
The Patreon. Can people go to the Patreon?
They can. They can even have a month free, but there isn't very much to see if they join the free one. But I've been trying to remember to write to the people who join the free one because they don't get a welcome email. I cannot set up the Patreon, so if people join free, they get
Nothing.
no acknowledgement. So what I've been doing is writing them a special email to say, oh hello. Unfortunately, there's not very much for you to see, but if you have a look just at this post, then it'll explain what it's all about.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, it's turning into much more of a community.
That's great.
The Patreon now is good, and I must remember to smell all the sniffathon entries.
Oh yeah, there's some amazing ones in that.
There are.
In that
There
box.
are.
Do you want to explain what the sniffathon is for those people who don't know?
Yeah, once a year we send in anonymously. People pay an administration charge for us to bottle everything and sort it out and get that year's intern to put it all in boxes, because of course we pay our interns properly because we're not horrible. And so for that, a box of samples will then be sent out to them. One of them will be theirs. Let's hope they recognise it, because we don't know which is which. And then they get however many people take part. I think we're going to have about 26 anonymous reviewers this time, so you can find out what people really think of your perfume by reviews by other perfumers who are constructively saying what they think. So that's going to kind of prepare you for whether or not you think it's ready. Because I remember Simon sent one in a couple of years back, and he'd worked on it so hard for so long he could no longer tell if it was good. This is one that was shortlisted for an Art and Olfaction Award. It is very good, but he no longer knew. And sometimes you just need somebody's anonymous appreciation of it, independent, no axe to grind or that. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do one more because I think I want to do 6. Should be writing it down. I'm going 6 methyl gamma.
Okay.
1 peach lactone.
Great, yeah.
And dare I do 2 blackcurrant bojivka? Is that 5%?
I think 1.
You think this one? Yeah. It is quite intense.
It is intense.
It's one of those things of which you only need a smidgen. I'm going to convince myself that this smells of mango. Then, of course, what we do next is, if we're happy with this, it's probably not the same as Jean-Claude Ellena came up with, but if we're happy with it, then we add it to, say, the sexiest scent on the planet ever, and see if we come out with a sexiest mango on the planet ever. This should be my profile picture. Or I just put lipstick on the back of it. Oh, I don't know anymore.
Okay,
I
mango.
don't know. It's a mango.
It's a mango before it's been cut.
Right. And the reason I say right is because I want the inside really. I want the Tesco mango as you peel the top off the tray.
Yeah.
C14. 1.
It's too green, I think.
There,
I don't know, yes.
Shivko 1. Well, we could do this for hours, which we won't.
No.
Oh, I will.
Mm.
But, you know.
We won't.
We won't. But this is what's going to be coming up. Okay. 5 and 1 alpha iodine instead of the methyl iodine. It's funny how the more you do this, the more you can remember what you put on the piece of paper.
Mm.
It's like when I was learning to teach yoga.
Mm.
You can just store more layers if you're familiar with it.
I'm just smelling the blackcurrant bud. Absolute, it's very nice.
It is. It is. That one came from Albervier. Old Albert. I'm not sure it makes a difference, but is that the one you just gave me back? Okay. You think it does make a difference?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, it's on the way.
Okay. So, alpha iodine 1 and Vert de Cassis Shivko 1. Okay. All the pens. I don't. Ooh. Interesting. Just changing over 1 drop of the methyl iodine gamma for iodine alpha takes it down a little in my head. You know what I want to do?
Which, of course, if we put some lyrics to that, it'll be mango.
Indeed. I'm thinking, you know, that we need. I'm getting so overwhelmed with blokes in a lot of Ambrox
Oh, yeah.
on the tube,
Yeah.
wafting down the staircase on the way out of the tube, everywhere. I want to make some nice, quiet, polite perfumes, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's mostly what I do. So that's why some people are like, oh, but I only get 4 hours out of this one. Like, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
You know? And you can't smell it across the room. No, that's just rude. So I want to make some even more polite, quiet perfumes.
Yeah.
Office friendly.
Yeah, the Ambrox thing is just, it's, I find it quite offensive.
You know, by itself. I mean, I think it's lovely. But if you put 2% Ambrox in a fragrance just to help it bloom and... Is that... Oh, would that it there?
Ambrox.
Yes. But by itself. By itself. Like, I don't... What they put... There are other things in there as well to even boost it. There are other woody amber things. It's not... I shouldn't blame the Ambrox. It's not just the Ambrox. But those blinking beast modes, dupe, 20 quid down the market. No. Okay. Okay, last sniff.
You know what I'm getting?
Go on.
Mango. No,
Which one? Does one smell higher and does one smell...
that's more mango. Does one smell higher?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you get musical notes from it? You just kind of have to imagine if they're just like, let them...
if I was
let
to
them see if
say
they fall.
that's the high note
Yeah.
and that's the low note.
That's what I get.
Ah, well there we go.
Yeah. So,
8 years that is. That's 8 years of working with you.
It's worn off. Sometimes you just have to allow yourself to open another little bit. It's the doors of perception thing, isn't it? You open another little door in the brain to perceive that part without actually taking mescal or whatever it was he did in Huxley when he wrote that book. But it's like knowing the sound when the bath started to run cold. The noise of cold water is different from the noise of hot water. But we don't notice until we know that we actually know. And it's the smell that it's going to start raining, which is apparently, it's all kicked off on TikTok.
Really?
Somebody in the US said, oh yeah, they can smell it's about to start raining.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's at all unusual,
Yeah,
but somebody said, well, you can't smell that, don't be silly. And we can, we just forget to notice.
And also, yes, change of atmospheric pressure.
Probably that as well.
When a storm comes in.
But also walking into a room and knowing whether or not you're welcome.
Well, what happens is, I heard about this the other week.
Go on.
I'm going to tell this wrong. Is when a storm is coming in, what happens with something to do with the pressure system, pressure from the ozone ends up getting forced down towards ground level.
Yeah.
Which is what basically you end up smelling, that sort of metallic air. It smells very metallic. You're smelling ozone.
Yeah.
You're smelling the ozone. It's cold and it's fresh. It's the air from up there in the clouds, and it gets forced down to the ground, and that's what the smell is before a storm hits. Something like that.
That is very interesting. It also gives me migraines.
Does it?
Yeah, the change in air pressure.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, it's very annoying because there's a lot of people. I've got it back. It's all fine. Yeah. So people I know who get migraines, we get them at the same time, and I had noticed that it was due to change in air pressure because I notice things because I'm a noticey person. And lots of people aren't noticey people, so they don't observe that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, that occurs.
I've had one migraine.
I wish you never have another one.
Yeah, it was awful. Absolutely awful.
Mine are okay normally if I spot them coming on while I'm awake, because then I can take drugs and go for a lie down. But if they come on while I'm asleep, by the time I've woken up, it's there, and it doesn't go away for a while. Okay, so I had one last go, because this is the thing. It's not over till it's over. Just to check, I think it probably hasn't helped.
I'm starting to convince myself that this is what mango smells like.
I think what I just need to say is, like, if I were to put this in a perfume, what you say is it smells of mango. I'd call it mango perfume.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Good.
I am having one.
I can tell you run a perfume company, can't you?
I'm very tired. I did a 5-hour brick walls and flaming hoops course yesterday on. Yeah. No. It just reminded me of a film about rescuing.
Call it mango perfume.
No, it's not. It wasn't. What I actually came into my head was too rude to say. So I'm not allowed. Do you ever see the film Argo? About rescuing some people from Iran?
No.
Well, if you did, you'd know what was going through my head at the point at which I got to mango.
Okay.
And I couldn't say it because my reputation as a polite elder stateswoman of the perfume industry, the artisan perfume world, would be shattered, torn to pieces and split to bits. So the polite version is mango perfume. And those of you who've seen Argo, sorry.
Right then.
Yeah.
That's 35 minutes of mango.
Yeah, it's actually that. Which is why I just came to a halt, because I couldn't think of what else to say.
Okay.
Okay.
Put a comma after man. Okay.
Well, this is the thing about this mission, Argo, which was rescuing the Canadians trapped in the embassy in Iran when Iraq invaded or something, whatever it was happened. But they, the code name for it was Argo, and the leader of it kept just calling it, go fuck yourself. So, yeah, it just popped into my head. It's a bad thing. Tea. Okay. So, very briefly, that.
Yeah. This is lovely. That's really, really nice. You could publish that.
I probably could, except it actually belongs to... It's an adaptation of a strategic way of thinking about profitability. They're called Porter's Five Forces. So I'd sort of like to talk about it.
Should we do that in another video?
Yeah, do you mind? It's all right.